Why hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now we do have something really interesting to talk about, but before we get started, we are going to be picking our last winner from our previous video. What I had asked everybody is if they believe that big game should add a mastery for the brand new Diamond Hunter enchant. And the person that I chose was Real Yo Eclipse. And they said I'm gonna start an evil arc for every person that's commenting, I swear.
I think they shouldn't add mastery system just because it would ruin the economy even further. Unless they continue to add eggs for diamonds. It would put too many diamonds into the trading plazas and inflate everything. If they were to add a mastery system for this enchant, it would make it overpowered, which would just mean inflation. Pet Sim is highly based on the economy. If everything is inflated, it would only ruin the game and make it die. Have a good day.
After I laughed for a good second, we're gonna go ahead and send the winner a huge pet. Okay. I gotta be serious. Congrats. All right, so make sure you guys stay tuned for the next question that I'm going to be asking in this video. Now, I have been really lucky in getting active huges in the last area of the hacker section. So I will be hopefully putting that in my box, and I will be picking out the next winner for a huge pet. So make sure you do not miss today's question, and don't forget to like the video. It helps me out in the YouTube algorithm, and let's go ahead and get started with today's content. So it has officially come to my attention this entire week. I have just been living in the trade server selling my diamond gift bags. Now, I officially gave up on just the good versus evil update for the clan section, and I decided to go ahead and venture out and talk about something that nobody's really speaking of, and this is the tech chest. Why we're here? You're gonna find out here in a second. So recently, I started to pay attention to basically what people are buying, and I started to notice that people are sniping the heck out of tech keys. This includes the whole key, the tops, and sometimes the bottom, but mostly the top. But why exactly are people trying to get a bunch of these keys in general? Now, as you guys already know, Pet Simulator 99 reduced chances that you're able to get the huge pets out of these. Cyber Agony in specific is 1 in 7,630. So why are people basically going crazy over this? I decided to record at least 4 hours of just basically me opening up the chest to see if there is some sort of secret method or just crazy RNG, or maybe even the chances of this not even being accurate. So I'm gonna go ahead and showcase this, and then we're gonna go ahead and speak about the rest of this whole thing. Alright, so this is the first hour of me just basically using the chest and walking away for a good hour and a half. After the time kind of passed by, I decide to basically look at how many keys I have left and actually see if I'm able to hatch any of these pets. So let's go ahead and just power through everything so we can see what we get at the end. After I had about 500 keys left, I let my Discord server know that I was willing to buy a bunch of tech keys. Now, my entire Discord server pulled me through, and honestly, I think I made it to 10,000 keys in total. So this test was very intensive, considering the fact that I had so many keys. I paid for some, but a lot of the people wanted me to go ahead and keep some of them for free, so I really appreciate that, and I thank you for that. So about 2.5 hours kick in after just doing all of this, I slowly started to realize that maybe perhaps people are not using this specifically to hatch anything from this chest. After those 4 hours, I was not able to get any huges from this, which is really interesting because when you think about it, why are people buying tech keys if they're not using it for the huges? I was able to pull out a couple of storm charm things, the ultimate stuff, and I believe an extra UFO out of the tech chest. Now, I don't think this is on the roster for specifically the UFO ultimate, but somehow I got it. So I don't know if I miraculously got this from the chest or if I was able to pull this as a random drop from absolutely anywhere. But obviously I was able to get a copious amount of books and just a bunch of potions. Now, the flags and just gift bags are a W, it's a plus, but no huges and no charms. Like the royalty charm, glittering charm, not that I've noticed at least. I might have missed a couple, but I didn't notice any huges. This did take me a good second to basically figure out because I never really made a video specifically talking about how broken the tech chest is. I tried to go as far back as possible to see if I have any videos talking about keys. Now, we are going to go off of a video that I did 3 weeks ago called Crystal Keys Are Officially Broken. So we are looking at a picture right here with tech keys being worth 75,000 gems a piece. Now, the only other thing that I have that I can really go off of is cosmic values, though there is no value history on this, so I'm not able to see a chart whether or not this went up in value, lost valuation during a time period. But it does show 73,000, which is somewhat accurate to how much it used to cost. Now, per key, honestly, is worth literally not even 9,000 gems. So what in the world happened for this basically to lose valuation that it had previously? Think about this logically, right? If all of this happened because of a deflation that somebody forced upon the game, specifically for tech keys, right? And it magically, in a week or so, went all the way back up to 70k, we're looking at, honestly, 600 million gems with the current amount that I have just in tech keys. So I could possibly see people hoarding these in hopes that maybe it will go back into a normalized valuation. But I also see a bunch of Mastery EXP potions popping up as well. But I don't see the return value being worth it as much considering the fact that you do have to get a bunch of coins books. Now, this is a little bit more harder to get considering the fact that I tried my best to get my digging mastery all the way up to level 100 basically, or level 99 if we want to be, realistic on that amount. But I was not able to get any of these books as much as I tried in the trade server. Clearly, we're looking at 1 million gems in total if you want to buy 12 of these. You also need to spend 150,000 gems and then obviously the 26,000 in order to get the mastery potion. So with that all in all, you would honestly be making around like a few 100,000 gems to make a return valuation on that. So I don't see people buying this as much as often as they used to. So I don't think people are buying tech keys for this purpose only. Even crazier to me specifically, and honestly, is how the crystal key is actually worth way more than your tech key. We're looking at a key that honestly gives you 1 in 16,000 chances of getting a huge pet from. Something that is almost unrealistic, but not too unrealistic. You're still able to get a huge pet out of this, but you do need to have a few thousand for it to be comfortable enough to actually get a huge pet from it. But we are also looking at another key, which is a tier up, and it's less. So something obvious is going on. Something must have happened for these to go down the way that they did, and I don't know if it's a forced deflation for people to hoard and hopefully sell at some point when it does go back in value, but this is a great time to probably put a few million gems. Now, what is a few million gems that is comfortable for everybody, clearly? Now, this is not a guarantee that these will ever go back in value up to 70,000, but that's up to the player base, obviously, because wrap changes every hour. So if somebody really wants to dedicate their time to actually get these back to normal, that is the community base, and only time will tell. But what's a comfortable amount for everyone to basically try to hoard these? Honestly, I would say if you're able to afford honestly 10,000, that's a great amount. But once they do go back up to 70,000, hypothetically speaking, are there going to be enough players out there that actually care about the tech key enough to go ahead and buy these out the way that they used to, considering the fact that they did nerf the chances of a huge pet? Now, only time will tell when it comes to this, but obviously something is going on and I don't know what it is. The one thing that I do have to say is if you do have super drops or if you're using treasure hunter flags, if you go to the hacker section, I believe it's 114, I do notice that the tech key tops and just in general for keys specifically, excluding like the prison keys or the hacker keys, they're a lot more common there. I noticed that because I end up having to convert the tops to full keys, and I notice a few hundred at a time. So I don't know if it's the massive amount of just keys in general circulating the game that are popping up magically that caused this to go down. But with that being said, what do you guys believe is happening? Do you think that this was a forced deflation made by the community to hopefully go back up for players to become rich? Or do you think that there's just so many options for like gathering keys in general, aka AFK grinding the game in the hacker section and getting a bunch of keys, which naturally causes a deflation because the more that people have them, the less that they're going to sell them in gems in competition in the trade server. I will be going over the comments at some point, and in my next video upload, I will be picking a winner to win a huge pet. So don't forget to comment and leave your Roblox username so I can go ahead and mail that out. Until then, we've got some investigating to do because, I mean, technically the chest isn't broken. The keys are broken. But for what reason? And until then, I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye, everybody.